Hello, lawyers, attorneys. I'm Matthew Murden, and I'm reaching out in hopes that someone in your office can help me before irreversible harm is done in complete fashions, as was uh, staged by these people to take away my life in the first place because of their crimes against me. They've moved to completely eradicate me from my life, and I'm not only talking about it coming from my brothers and my dad, but proxy made relationships, and also what seems like within proxy, the same people who are supposed to protect me in this crime aren't protecting me, or don't have the means to or the cares to protect me within my natural human rights. So I believe I'm the target of what seems to be coordinated and illegal efforts to disable my basic rights, my health and resources. I've suffered long-standing and covert intentional poisoning and ongoing psychological targeting, and now face threats to my utilities, my transportation, safe living conditions, all the way down to every avenue of everything that I have to try and aikido this to just hold on to the resources that I do have in order to protect myself from this crime. Meaning they're trying to stage up to take away not only my house, my license, my car, shut my utilities off, everything all at once, it seems. So despite making pleas to the local authorities and medical professionals, I've received no actual meaningful protection against these crimes against me, and instead I've been met with complete dismissal, gaslighting, and even what seems to be a complete cover-up of evidence within this abuse. I'm currently living in fear for my life, as my mobility, digital identity, and basic needs, just to have hot water, even to shower appropriately, or to be able to cook, or to be able to have the funds that I need to have food in general to cook, is just being limited based on how these people have moved to perpetrate a whole heartless crime against me. And it seems like I'm just, me personally, down to not only the cellular level through arsenic poisoning in the past, but through me psychologically has been being tampered with. I'm reaching out for any kind of consultation, meeting if possible here in the home, help documenting, preserving any kind of legal evidence that I do have written up, because oftentimes I've written up these things and I've had a long journal being completely hacked from my computer before. This was many years ago, but as you should know, that the poisoning not only didn't help me reason through things, but the poisoning definitely took it out of the forefront of my mind when I'm in a situation at that moment when I'm homeless and fighting homelessness and having to work tooth and nail to get out from under. So here I am inside of a home that I was basically set up in to be, a big old tomb, I guess, because they wanted to basically mummify me inside of the home here, because what I believe to be fraud based on identity theft, life insurance policies, and to leave me for dead, to not only take away from their crimes against me, but to as well make money off of my death the same way that they made money off of me through stealing my NTF money, having my trust being that it was my own brother to try and supposedly help me with my writing money on Steemit and other actions that I've taken to try and speak out and to try and get the word out. So I'm reaching out for potential representation to stop this abuse and hopefully take civil or legal actions against the perpetrators of this crime. Even if your office cannot help me directly, Would you offer me any supportive referrals to someone who can? I'm attaching an overview of my situation here, and I'm open to answering any follow-up questions by phone or email. Consider hearing my story, because I've been being denied any kind of credible help. So any kind of help that I can get with my civil rights being unmet by the system at large, any law firms or attorneys around Minnesota known for winning high impact cases, including the constitutional violations and what I believe to be police misconduct based on them not wanting to take any evidence towards them or towards these people doing these crimes against me. It seems to me that I'm just being taken out so that they can indemnify the crime against me or to wash it away. So I'm hoping to find leading civil rights activists, attorneys, lawyers, legal firms that deal with this kind of misconduct in Minnesota. I have a list of places I've been trying to reach. I've been reaching out to. I've been contacting and leaving voicemail messages. I'm not getting anything in return this far, besides being able to talk to one lawyer for a while, but my Facebook that it was through was completely maliciously taken down, which in my eyes is as well as the crime against me to take me away from being able to have an outreach of support or a support system that specializes in these civil rights misconducts of litigation focused on complex situations. I'm reaching out for any kind of civil rights of impact litigation firms representing victims of deception, deprivation, and abuse, not only by these agencies or other governments, but also by the people trying to take me out of being able to be employed, employable, hold a job. So I need someone with years of experience, hopefully, that's willing to take up a case. I've experienced multiple threats to my livelihood and suspected intentional poisoning in the recent, about a year ago, a little over a year ago, through patterns of abuse and the mistrust of these people who were within proxy, who were hacking me, who were stealing everything away from me. And I caught on to it through the psychological intimidation and coordinated attempts that they used to deprive me of not only my jobs, but now deprive me of utilities, water, electricity, food, transportation, and even threats to seize my vehicle, seize my right to drive, employment, housing, and my legal and digital identity. So both online character and my actual character being assassinated. These actions appear to be facilitated by individuals responsible for even protecting my rights, or facilitated in helping assist them instead of taking my story to truth. My legal rights are being violated. My Fourth Amendment right, protection from unreasonable searches and or seizures, seizing my property or seizing removal of my car, utilities, and anything else when I've been dealing with attempted murder is illegal. My Fifth and 14th Amendment is denying me due process and equal protection under the law, refusal and failure to respond when authorities are quite very aware of the harm and amounts of deliberate interference that has left systemic neglect inside of my life. Section 1983 Civil Rights claims against state or actors who engaged in constitutional violations via even the police, housing or public utilities agencies not taking the criminal matter against me seriously, medical neglect where poisoning may constitute state action or criminal misconduct implicating no duty to protect life and safety when it comes to my life. Instead, they're making it all medical or mental health instead of looking at anything to do with the physical body. They keep pushing me around to where I already have lack of transportation, lack of resource, lack of money, lack of a job, lack of the physicality of being able to hold on to just the resources alone. I'm currently lacking direct physical documentation to all lab reports, but I know that these things are able to be obtained, confirming that there would be poisoning. There's psychological and circumstantial evidence, emerging illnesses and symptoms that I've had, disrupting my ability to reach out for help. The disruption of my utilities, lost jobs, and loss of vehicle access tied to formal threats is making it impossible for me. It appears that there is an active suppression of obstruction of evidence where officials are ignoring or delaying documentation, causing me to have to pay for things that I shouldn't have to pay for based on how decimated the attempts are to discredit my credibility and interfering with my ability to collect records or save records or however they can get it out of my hands. They're taking it from me, hijacking, hacking, or other means of illegal activity over my life, my livelihood. So the goals are needed that I need legal support. I'm seeking preservation of evidence, emergency legal relief to basically help me to prevent any more deprivation of my right to travel, my right to have utilities in the fashion of housing or any of the utilities of my housing. In the circumstances that I've been met with, it's been an ongoing seizure of my whole identity and a whole erasure of me completely is their goal. I'm trying to secure independent medical or toxicologist evaluation, but any access and resource that I have is being drained as well, so it's not easy to be able to do so when these records that I've been trying to hold on to support my rights, my civil rights, is based on a tort-based claim where it's been intently made or driven for me by proxy to leave me in a hard-pressed fashion to not be allowed to the time, resources, or energy, or even a proper position at a job in order to be able to get representation and demand accountability. The potential criminal referrals would be civil compensation or compensatory injunction relief and or systemic policy changes to stop further abuses. I'm hoping that I can get your help or help finding someone that can help. I'm requesting a free consultation by phone, video, or email. I'm seeking legal guidance to preserve my life, my evidence, my ability. Without all of these things happening in my life, I still feel that I would be out of job. Able to work and not deal with these things, but I'm trying to preserve the evidence that I do have And I believe wholeheartedly that they are not only trying to stage me up in this event to where they can take it all away, but leave me without anywhere to go. If your firm cannot take the case, I would appreciate any referral, like I've said before, to other attorneys or legal clinics or civil rights organizations who might be able to help me. This is an urgent matter concerning my civil rights. It's life-threatening, and its abusive powers are depriving me of being able to reach out for help or have any kind of outreach of support, even an online personification, because these people are targeting me in order to try and make me quit or make a problem basically go take care of itself, which has been stated before by one of the perpetrators of this crime that I know and I've known very well. So I'm reaching out because I believe I am the target of a coordinated criminally negligent campaign that has already attacked my health and my basic rights. This includes suspect to intentional poisoning, denial of access to utilities, hot water, water itself, electricity, and threats to seize my home and car, and with loss of employment and digital erasure of my identity. How do I hold on to these things? My credit has been used, my social security number has been used, my online personification has been used, and it's even been completely seized. Prior to this second Facebook account that went away, I had my Facebook and Instagram, my Gmail, and even my phone number maliciously taken over by whom I think was Jesse Lee, working on behalf of these who are feeling to me as though they're being protected, not me. I feel abandoned by institutions entrusted to protect me, medical services, law enforcement, housing authorities, and I have the feeling of no safe way to document the full scope of harm. Despite pleas for help, I remain at risk. So I'm attaching these violations in the forms of damage that I'm experiencing, urgently needing legal guidance to preserve evidence, seek safe relief, and hold those accountable, responsible for their actions taken against me. I know that there's evidence that can be gathered by the courts, and I would appreciate to be able to make it there because they're trying to stop me from being able to even be alive to take it there. So they basically want me dead before I can find any kind of outlet of legal representation, consultation, independent referrals, or anything that could help me in this matter. But it is an urgent matter, and I'm really, truly honest to God need your help. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. It's like the poisoning of me already made it hard enough, but it's left parts of me dating back to when I was 5. Parts of me dating back to when I was 7 or 13 or 22 years old. I don't know the proper way to get out of this blight that they're leaving me in. I wish that I looked different and that I was rollerblading and playing my drums. And I wish that I had a real love's life and a family life that wasn't staging me up for death. But that's not the case. I have no other reason to purport these crimes against the people that are making it hard for me to live. I'm asking for deliverance. I'm hoping that someone can reach support that I don't know how to get. Because I've been speaking out about it for about 2 years now. And I'm getting nowhere. And I'm just being left in it. And anybody else who was me would be in worse predicaments. I read articles and I know that a lot of men dealing with only 2% of what I've had to deal with just the affairs alone, take the law into their own hands, so I'm being strong. But I believe it's wholeheartedly a crime, pushing me into that blight to assume that I'm going to be staged into reactive abuse to where they can push me and push me and push me and push me until they get what they want, basically, without doing anything for the crime that's happening to me. You see? So, although this is mainly for lawyers, attorneys, or any kind of legal advocacy, I'm also looking for people that can help me spiritually, ethically, in any moral fashion that can help me. I know that there's people out there that can help. I just don't know how to reach them. So if you can help me reach them, I'd be grateful. If I could just get away from all of these people, would be another resort to just be able to not have to deal with it all. But I'm alone, and I've been made lonely because these people didn't love me. They only played like they did so they could do this to me. So I'm very tired, and I'm hurting really bad, and I'm just hoping that I can get your guys' help. Please. Please. I mean, I wouldn't even have these paper towels if it wasn't for an order being canceled that I had in my car. And luckily I still got paid for the ordering process of it, but I would have rather had delivered the order. Just I need your guys' help out here. I don't know what else to do or where else to go or who else to turn to. I've turned to so many of these places that are supposed to help, and I feel like everyone everywhere and everyone is just turning a blind eye to it. I don't know what to do. If I knew what to do, I would do it. But I'm also being drained. Just on every single level, I'm being drained up. So I try and do what I can, but if I don't have the legal right in my life to hold on to my own life, then how do I have my own life? Like, do I own any other part or any part at all of Matthew, my own name? For crying out loud. I need some help, and I'm not getting specifics from the police seeming like they're just sweeping everything under the rug, and other areas that are just hacking me and stealing my identity and working to complete my life. It's as simple as that. There's no other way, rhyme, or reason for all of these things to happen besides these people need me gone in order to protect a whole lot of people. So I in turn, I want to sue for hundreds of billions of dollars from all the parties involved, and I don't think that it would be too hard for the courts to find when they have all of our calls, all of our emails, all of our everything that they can get access to. And so I just don't think that it should be this hard to fight. But for some reason, with it being that it's happening to me, everyone's just leaving me for dead ever since I was born. Being poisoned up in my bottle by my dad, and poisoned up along, 4 or 5 years old, and so on and so forth. It leaves you completely wiped out of your originality. And I didn't learn all of this until I was 43 years old. Maybe I had notions when I was 14 and wanted to run away, but the police just brought me back home, suggesting that everyone loves me. I had love at home, but I didn't have the love from the parties that were doing this to me. So obviously they don't want to talk about it. They never had. I wanted to talk about it when I was 22. Or, how old was I? Like 27 or 28. I don't remember how old I was. But they never wanted to talk to me or go to family counseling about the things that I had going on, because they were creating the things that were going on to completely mismanage and misuse me. And them coming from my own family, and then being systemically like I can't do anything in my life to save my life. I don't know what I can do differently, but I'd be happy to get my life back. I want these people to get help for what they've done. And I've had to go get help for things that I wasn't even a partition of, based on the fact, or partaker in, based on the fact that I was poisoned, painted up, and pushed around like a clown, so that I had to go through these classes of anger management and domestic violence class that I had to go to based on the courts, But it's like, how should I have to go through all of that when I didn't even belong there in the first place? And then all of a sudden I'm figuring out the longevity of this crime, and then nothing happens. Just a roundabout way of basically making it okay to be a complete asshole to your own family and your own someone within your own community or whatever. I don't know. I just think there's active cover up going on, and I need your help. So this is for lawyers, legal firms, and advocates that can hopefully help me get out of this, what I feel is the most monstrous crime of its type that's happened in decades or centuries. Like, for a long, I don't think it's ever happened. But definitely not to the ways it's happened to me. I know poisonings have happened, but not to this level, and not for these reasons, and not from where it's coming from. So yeah, I believe wholeheartedly that I'm dealing with one of the very worst crimes in history. Which is why I'm asking for your support, because otherwise, without your support, I'm just like a dead duck, I guess, and people just end up fucking killing me. That's just not right, G. Or it's not right. Period. So if I can't get your help, I'd really appreciate it. Thanks very much for listening to me this far. I guess I'm going to keep writing, and hopefully I can hold my writing. without them hacking and hijacking that away from me too. But I mean, they were even coming in my own home to gaslight me, you guys. When I go to work, like I come back home and there's stuff being done in my house. After that many years of homelessness, and that's how Jesse Lee could treat me. Sorry, but I believe he's a whole heartless cage for doing what he's done to me. Along with all the other people that were within proxy knowing why they're moving this way, why they're doing all of this. And it took me a long time of recognizing the breadcrumbs, recognizing the patterns, putting all these puzzle pieces together to know I have to move differently if I'm going to keep myself alive, which was very true, because if I didn't move that differently, I would be dead. I wouldn't be here. So I really need your encouragement and support, your honorable love and support. Peace. Thank you for being here.